All
What's
right.
up?
Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Opinion City Podcast, episode 104. I'm King Ralphie's Parmesan. We are your hosts,
Yo.
and got an awesome show for you today. We're super excited.
Amazing.
Another of our friends from Royalty Wrestling joining us, Main Man Manny. He's got a great top five. Sean,
Yes.
what are we talking about this week?
Top 5 Main Man Manny catchphrases.
Ooh, that's exciting. Now that is different. So
Different.
You definitely want to stick around to hear the main event top 5
Yes.
catchphrases, and then make sure you stick around for upcoming
Yes.
events, because during the upcoming events we are going to have an announcement for
An
Royalty
exclusive.
Wrestling's Bend the Knee. Bend the Knee is
Exclusive.
coming up on June 7th. It'll be links down below to get tickets. Make sure you get your tickets. Do not sleep. Do not wait.
Do not do it. Don't wait.
You know, it's going to be packed, so be ready, because it's a huge show. So yeah, and if you get a chance, please go over and check out our Patreon. We've got great
Yes.
stuff going on over
Yes.
there. We appreciate all the support. So I think it's time to get this party started.
Let's do it.
All right, episode 104 starts right now.
Now.
All
Hey,
right.
hey.
We are back, and we brought with us the man of the hour, Main Man Manny. What's going on, bud?
Bienvenidos a todos, PNG en la casa. Welcome to the Main Man Mansion.
Wow.
Now, we were told off air that you would give us a tour of
You
this
guys
lovely
want a tour?
mansion. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, an
Let me-
Opinion City
let me
exclusive.
walk you through it.
All right, we're ready.
That's all you get.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
Wow.
That's all you get. That's
Wow. All right then.
and you
right.
got more than a lot of people has gotten.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
all
see,
right.
there it is. Now we've gotten the exclusive here. So make sure you tell everybody out there that you love the Main Man Mansion. What's going on
Hey,
here?
Who's
this
the
is
thumbs down,
some other guy that was in your show, and I'm just. You know,
No.
you're
I
not
got
down
you.
with
It's
that
like,
guy.
you know, it's like no yeet. Like
Right.
Hey, exactly.
Yeah. All right. So tell us in your own words, who exactly is Main Man Manny?
Oh, Main Man Manny. It's all about me. It's all about the man.
Okay.
See, at good times, when I'm in good with you, when you're my friend, I'm that best man. I'm the man you call for. I'm gonna be there. But also, if I'm in bad terms with you, then I'm the main one you gotta be careful and watch.
So
That-
it's like if you know if we're burying a dead body and you know we're cool, I'm calling you. But you know, if we're not,
I'm
if
your
we're not
man.
cool, I might be the
I'm
one
your
in
man.
getting buried. You know,
I'm your man.
So, yeah.
I'll be the other guy doing the burying.
I got you. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
It'll be the three of us out there with shovels. Yep.
So, how did you come up with the whole look and character and suave of Main Man Manny?
So, when I first started wrestling, I had another name, and it was Futuro.
Okay.
Now, Futuro means future.
Okay.
So, I was a man from the future or the future. But
Gotcha.
if you already know, there was a cop that followed me from the future.
Listen. Get out of that. Now this is a revelation here. Like
Right.
Man, I did not know. I did not know all this. I knew he was here, but I didn't know why.
Yeah, so Mr. Deus Ex Machina and we had our first match together
Mhm.
at what is called a One Match Club.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you heard about it.
No.
So One Match
No.
Club was invented by Josh, Coach Josh and Danny.
Mhm.
Okay.
And me and Deus Ex Machina had the privilege to go on a route together and journey
Nice.
out.
Yeah.
And we wrestled each other there.
Wow.
And so I had a change. I had to go undercover.
Right.
Oh, I see.
So this
Yeah.
guy doesn't follow me anymore.
Okay. So
Right.
listen, if you're watching this episode out there,
Right.
keep the secret. Don't tell Deuce. Keep
Nope.
the secret, because see, they tell you secrets don't make friends. That's a lie. Secrets do make friends.
Right. Right.
Just not the friends you thought you'd make, just other friends.
Right.
And remember what I just said. You don't want to be in bad terms with the main man.
No.
That's right.
No. Never. Never.
So
All
yeah,
right,
so I had to change my name. Also,
Yeah.
there's somebody in Mexico called Futuro too.
Oh. Okay.
wow.
He
Well.
wrestled in
Right.
AAA.
Ah,
So I said
you
I
don't want
can't.
you don't want to
Yeah.
overshadow him with your talent.
Yeah, so Manny's my name, and it also was for the fans. I was looking for something that the fans can say easily
Gotcha.
than something in Spanish, which is harder for them to say. So
Right.
being
Well,
the main man,
Main man Manny just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
very,
Yeah.
That's, I like it.
and,
All
if,
right,
and
so-
if you see the way I wrestle,
Uh-huh.
I do things in three.
In 3.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm gonna keep an
Like,
eye
I
out
do
for that.
3 moves, and
Yeah.
we'll call that one.
Gotcha.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
And
Yeah.
3 is basically how I fight. So
Wow. Okay. Well, speaking of your wrestling, what wrestlers would you say maybe inspired the main man Manny look, the whole vibe? Who may have inspired that for you?
the whole main Manny came from Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, there you go.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Makes
Like to
sense.
see his shields. That's the Latino heat.
Yeah,
You know,
I love it.
I'm Latin, so
Fantastic. That's a really good choice to emulate. though.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So bring us back to the very beginning. Kind of tell us how your wrestling journey began.
So it all started. I think it was 2023,
Mm-hmm.
where I heard about PWW, which is Pro Wrestling Workout by
Yep.
Danny Rowe,
Yes.
and I used to do back in the day when I was 13 till I was like 17 years old, backyard wrestling.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Was it on a trampoline?
No, it was not.
Okay. All right.
It was hard floor.
Oh, okay.
And-
Oh boy.
And to me, I don't know. To me, it felt like what it is now as
Right.
a indie wrestler.
Right.
Like the backyard wrestler I used to do was like that. We had people come and watch our shows.
That's crazy.
So we had like live people, not 20 and over, obviously, but we had
Yeah.
we had a crowd.
Sure,
We would do
sure.
backstage segments. We would do promos.
Mhm.
And it felt like it was an indie show back then, but I didn't know what an indie thing was back then.
Right.
You know, I was still a kid just watching the high up,
Yeah.
and but that's where I got most of my abilities and watching. I'm able to mimic things real good. Like I
Mhm.
could see something and I could do it,
Wow.
and wrestling just came easy to me in that.
So how
perspective.
did you guys get a ring?
We made it?
Oh, wow.
We-
Get
yeah.
out of here.
I don't want to say how we got the tool.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Right.
But yeah, we actually made a ring and set it up in the backyard, and we had events in our backyard.
Wow.
I have one video from back in the day, and it was my last ever backyard. It was a 4 fadeaway match.
Mhm.
It was a death match,
Oh, wow.
and I
boy.
got power bombed through the roof
Oh, my God.
Wow.
into light tubes.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
jeez.
That's how crazy I was back then.
Starting early.
Wow.
Starting early.
I stopped at age 16 if I would have kept going. But then 2023, when I found out that there was actually a school for wrestling, that's why
Right.
I started going to pro wrestling workout, and that's where I met Josh and Danny, and I've been with them ever since.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Pro Wrestling Workout and talk about your experiences, being at the Wrestle Factory.
yeah.
Yeah, so pro wrestling workout, it's just a workout. So they're not really teaching you everything
Right.
specific about the wrestling business, but it gets you there to where, okay, I could take these bumps, so I could, I got the ability, and
Yeah.
So Quackenbush Mike, he has this intro to pro wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and I went to that, and I actually signed up for the 1-on-1 and the 2-on-1 that he had. And then
Nice.
that's when Josh and Danny came up with the one match club. So I signed up to that.
Mhm.
And that's how my journey began. So I just kind of all these years just kept up with the Wrestle Factory.
Yeah. So tell us what your relationship is like with some of the other trainers and trainees there.
Oh, it's like a family to me. I love everybody the same, and everybody's different.
Mhm.
Everybody's different, but the love is the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if there is animosity between people, you won't feel it like that.
Yeah.
These are people that can actually talk to somebody else and then bring two people back together to where, yeah, you don't gotta, So it's like a family. Cousins fight, brothers fight,
Mhm.
but we able to come up and stay together because this roster has been the same for a very long time.
Yeah.
And we've grown to be a loving family. Like we can all work together easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, we talked about this a little bit off the air before we came on, but we were at the LVAC show last night in
Yeah.
Bethlehem, and the Royalty Wrestling crew was there to
Yep.
promote Bend the Knee coming up in June.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing to me you use the word family because, Castle was wrestling, Josh was wrestling, but there were so many people there from the Royalty crew, and
yeah.
when you look at them, like their interactions and like the whole night, family is what you think of.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's insane. You don't see that a whole lot of places.
Yeah, and it doesn't stop in the ring. Like even when we go out, hours from our homes and we meet up to even support another wrestler that is near us.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards, we go out and eat. We talk about how the match went, how can we do better, or and then we all go our separate ways, go home, and then we text each other. Everybody got home safe. Saying everybody needs help. Sometimes there's situations somebody got a flat, so another,
Oh no, yeah,
yeah. So yeah, it's we're very family orientated there, and you can feel the love.
Like even like during the main shows, like even the shows have a very family friendly vibe to them. Like anybody can go out to a Royalty Wrestling show and have just an amazing time.
Yes.
Whether you're a kid or an adult, it's made for like that adult family environment for sure.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what that's the goal there. Just keep friendly, keep everybody invited and coming back. Have everybody feel welcome.
Yeah. Now, so I've been to a lot of indie shows, and this Royalty Wrestling is at the Forest Lodge in Sellersville, PA, which had wrestling for a very long time. They had Excellence Pro there. So there's, there was wrestling in the area, and they were looking to have wrestling again, and Royalty ended up there. But that Sellersville crowd, I got to tell you, I have seen a lot of indie crowds, but that crowd has been better than probably any crowd I've seen anywhere. They come in there, and we're not talking now, not to put anybody else down, but Royalty Wrestling is consistently having between 250 and 300 people. And that is awesome. But that crowd comes in and they are literally hot from the very first moment all the way to the end. Like that crowd loves Royalty Wrestling, and
it's the main man.
That's what it is.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Right.
They don't come to see the main event. They come to see the main man.
That's
Manny.
right.
That's what it is. We
Exactly
No,
what it is.
but yeah, I wrestled it under other promotions as well, and
Mhm.
yeah, I feel it too. Like the crowd here, they just love to just react back, and they just feed off of us, and we just feed off of them back, and it's just like I said, I've been other places, and I try to give them something, and they just, you know, I don't want to put them down.
Sure,
But
no, it's
yeah,
not.
there's
We're not
nothing
doing
like
that.
Sellersville, and it's not like Sellersville's been that big with
Right.
royalty since the
Sure.
beginning. Because
Sure.
in the first two, it was under 100 people,
Yeah.
but
You guys exploded this year.
yeah, they
Yeah,
seen
you
what we
guys-
put
yeah.
up, and they kept inviting more people, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing. Like to think that a snowstorm is gonna stop people from coming,
It didn't.
Oh,
It
and
did
it just
not.
I mean, it
built
stopped
that
Big Dan, but
place
no one
up.
else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It stopped Big Dan, but nobody else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, Big Dan. I think his sled dogs fell asleep and he couldn't wake them up. I don't know what happened.
The storm was bigger than Big Dan.
Oh
Right, the
yes.
storm- the storm was
We
bigger
need
than
to
Big
we
Dan.
need to get like we need to make a T-shirt that's got like a storm coming
Right.
after Big Dan and put Big Storm on it. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And it's amazing too, and I think this has a lot to do with why the crowd is so hot. So
Mhm.
back in the day, I used to say all the time that Chikara and the Wrestle Factory was producing the best, most talented indie wrestlers
Mhm.
that I had seen. Like again, nothing against anybody else,
No,
but
never.
I felt like Chikara was just a level above everyone else, and I think that's what's happening here. And
yeah.
I attribute this to a couple things. I mean, obviously, you guys work hard. You guys
Of
are
course.
talented at what you do. You work
Mhm.
very hard for that, but you have such good people. Josh and Danny leading the charge.
Yeah.
Mike when he's there. Like you have good people running things. And I think that helps with the crowd too. But you go to a royalty show and every match is a banger from beginning to end.
Right.
Like I could not. We've done 2 watch-alongs now, and I don't know if I could pick a favorite match because every one was so good.
That, and you guys have this theme where every match is different. Every match has some sort of maybe a stipulation, maybe like a rule, maybe there's high stakes, but every match on the card is different.
It's like I say that us in Wrestle Factory, we are spoiled.
Yeah.
We are spoiled
Danny said the same thing to us. He said the same thing. You guys are spoiled.
because it's like for the price of one, we have 3 coaches.
Yeah.
And they're
Insane.
all different, but they all have the same goal.
Yeah.
So it, to have that privilege to go and work with them Monday through Thursday, sometimes Saturday and Sunday, and they'll look out for you. You need things. They'll be like, hey, this is what you need. They won't hesitate to help, and that's love right there. That's
So
love.
do you train there every single day or do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see me, they sometimes look at me like I'm crazy. Like, how do I come every single day? And it's right after work.
Right.
So I'm out, and I'm not the main man, Manny, even though I am the main man, Manny, even at work.
Right.
So I'm a landscaper.
Okay.
And
Nice.
I'm a crew lead. So
Oh, very cool.
I
Nice.
tell people
Yeah.
what to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
So I do that, wheelbarrows, digging, hard work, and then I go from there. I go to wrestling
Mhm.
That is
So-
insane.
every
That is
day,
insane.
and they think I need some.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting though, because I feel like a lot of people look at wrestling as a release,
Right.
something that they really enjoy doing, that kind of takes your mind off of like, oh, I just spent the day working.
Mhm.
I'm like, because
Mhm.
even if you love your job, you still get tired and you still get burned out sometimes, and people will treat wrestling as their way to kind of escape from all that. And I think that's I could never imagine training every day of the week? Because
It's crazy.
I hit my I hit my all-time record of training 0 days this week. So I mean that's my all-time high, but I could not imagine doing that all week. But that's really cool. Now, I wanted to ask you this because it just popped into my head. You know, you guys are doing something really different. You have a medieval themed wrestling company where
Mhm.
you know they're trying to like cross over like medieval times and pro wrestling. So, are you a big evil vibe? Is that like, or are you like, well, I'm from the future, and you know, we studied this on laser vision contact lens.
Well, I don't think it matters how old it gets. It's always going to be alive. Like
Yeah.
I've never been to a Renaissance or anything
Oh.
like that, but most my favorite movies is like from those timelines,
Yeah.
you know, and I always enjoy just escaping in the movie, like if I'm there, and it's
Sure.
pretty cool, you know. Just I would like to one day like go to one of those shows.
Oh yeah, listen,
For sure.
I know, and I know Josh has mentioned this before, but I mean, having a wrestling show at the Renaissance Fair,
It would
like
be
that
amazing.
would be insane. That would be
So good.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah,
You would have a massive crowd for sure. You would have probably
Oh, yeah.
the biggest crowd because
I would imagine.
even if there weren't necessarily wrestling fans, it would still be an event they can go to and watch.
Yeah,
An
people
experience,
just get drawn
you know?
in, and then they see the magic of what you guys are doing, and you know,
Mhm.
you'd make a lot of fans, I think.
Oh, for sure. I won't doubt it for 1 second. Now, speaking about the future and time, let's bring it all the way back to the
Oh, no.
very beginning.
Oh, no.
Can you tell us what
Oh,
is
boy.
your very earliest pro wrestling memory?
All right, so I remember in Puerto Rico,
Oh,
my dad would watch on TV Carlos Colon.
Oh, Carlos
wow.
Colon, yes,
Yes.
that's awesome.
Yes, so that was in Puerto Rico. Now, of course, I was young to understand,
Yeah,
but
sure.
when we came here to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, it's around '95. I think we went to Stabler Arena.
Oh,
And
Okay.
we were watching people like The Undertaker and
Mm-hmm.
who visitor used to be Mabel back in the day.
Mabel,
Oh,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
Mabel, yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my earliest memory of wrestling. It's just,
that's pretty cool. Now, is pro wrestling? We know in the States what pro wrestling is like, but is pro wrestling really popular in Puerto Rico, or is it just kind of like a few people watch and?
oh,
Or
it
is it
is.
really-
It is that till this day. There's
Yeah.
even people from here going to Puerto Rico
Oh yeah.
to put shows on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Did you
very
happen to
cool.
watch that backlash from like a year or two ago? How
Yeah.
insane
Oh, yeah.
that crowd was.
Oh,
When
listen.
When Bad Bunny came out, that crowd I think blew the roof off the place.
Yes.
I guarantee you the success of that show and the crowd from that show, I guarantee you they decided to keep doing international shows based on that. because
Absolutely.
It was just insane. And
Yeah.
it was fun. It was fun to watch because you see all the people there, and there may have been some people that came down to see the show, but Puerto Rican natives there, and they are just like you see them enjoying wrestling in a way that makes it fun for you just sitting there watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're very proud when it comes to that, having somebody like growing up watching WWE was Savio Vega.
Yes.
And coming out to me was like, oh my God, I don't care what he does, he's my favorite.
Yes.
You know,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I heard he's gonna soon be around here, so I want to go.
Oh, there you go.
So,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
but yeah, and right now we got Damian Priest,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mhm.
who
Oh yeah.
I'm very proud of watching him.
hmm
But
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, as you were growing up, what were some of your favorite wrestlers?
growing up, so I mentioned I was doing backyard wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
and my favorite wrestlers back then was Rey Mysterio
Okay.
and Jeff Hardy.
Jeff
Oh,
Hardy,
yeah.
yes.
So it was like a mixture of them two.
So you're
So
a huge fan of like the high speed, high flying
Yes.
style.
oh yeah.
Yes.
So
Have
did
you
you
seen? That's why I was in the capture the flag match.
Oh
and
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Had that 1-on-1 with Crash. And
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
So did you do a lot of that stuff when you were backyard wrestling, like all the jumping off of stuff and?
Yeah, I got powerbombed through a roof.
Well, yeah, I did. Well,
Other
yeah,
than
I
that,
get
yeah, of
that. Well,
course.
other than that, you know,
Yeah, I would do the swanton up the roofs, and I
yeah.
would do yeah.
Now-
I would
Were your parents okay with this, or did they just?
not happen. The
Uh,
reason why I stopped
Right.
was because my mom was live when she saw me get powerbombed through the
Ooh.
roof.
Oh, that's even
Oh, yeah.
worse. Oh
And
no.
I
Oh,
could
she
just
got
hear her in the
reckless after that.
background screaming and yelling and crying. And I had a break character run up to her and tell her I'm fine. Look,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
And she was crying, saying, "Promise me you never do this again." And so I promised, and I stopped.
So, you know, you're doing all the things that they tell you not to try at home.
Exactly.
Did you ever get injured as a backyard wrestler?
No.
Okay. All right.
No. Like, for some reason, I don't want to push myself,
Mm-hmm.
but like injuries would be like small injuries, like core sprains, something,
Mhm.
you know. But you can get that even if you don't injure yourself, like
Sure.
hard, you know.
Mhm.
But to this day, even in professional wrestling right now, I haven't gotten injured. So either
Well,
God is
hopefully
really
that
watching
streak
me.
stays and we didn't just jinx it. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Listen, backyard wrestling is crazy. I used to have backyard wrestling in my backyard, and I got a bunch of mattresses and put them on the grass, and that's
Yeah.
where everyone wrestled. And it was, I mean, it was the most ridiculous thing. But I worked with some other backyarders, and they were like trampoline guys. So we had this match set up one time, and I don't know what anybody was thinking, but you know, you had like one of those like little card tables, like, you know, people would sit and play cards at whatever. So they had that set up at ringside, and one guy up on the trampoline picked up another guy, jumped off, and gave him a pile driver through that
Ooh.
card table, which everything was fine except when the card table broke. The frame of the card table, the metal frame, he hit the back of his head off that metal
Ooh.
frame, knocked himself out.
Mm.
He didn't know. I mean, he barely knew what being alive was after that. He was so out of it. But you know, it's good that you managed to get through all of that stuff.
Yeah, that was, like I said, it was a four-way when I got
Mhm.
powerbombed, and that was like the first big spot. After
Yeah.
that, the other guy was supposed to do something up the roof. He saw me and said, "No, I'm not."
Nope.
doing that."
Whoop.
Yeah, we're done with this. Not
Yeah.
today.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was like the end of the match there.
yeah. Just discouraging backyard wrestlers from
Yeah.
doing crazy
Yeah.
things.
Right.
Amazing.
And there was no mattress and stuff. No,
No.
when it was backyard to us, it was backyard. Like there was a pool in the back we tore up because we took
Oh no.
we broke the pool using it for wrestling.
Oh,
And
my
this
God.
is an expensive pool. Like,
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
I can imagine.
Wow.
So,
Great.
what was
Crazy.
maybe the specific match or moment for you that made you decide you wanted to do wrestling and or backyard wrestling for that matter?
I don't think there's a specific match. It's just, man, I just fell in love with wrestling. Like, it's just everything. Like, you gotta have acting in there, drama, you know, feelings. You invest yourself into something to create something for somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So just that, because growing up, when I would watch wrestling after the show, me and my brothers, I grew up with older brother and a little brother.
Okay.
So my older brother would, you know, beat me up, and then
Yeah.
I get the opportunity to beat my little brother up. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it went.
Yep.
But we would act out like not exactly what they would do, but we would have our own little match, and it will always be a promo. Like we will always promo each other, like, you know what I'm saying? Even though we didn't know what we were saying. I remember one time my little brother did a promo against me, and he said, "I want a divorce," and I just started dying laughing. I was like,
Yeah.
and he's there
Oh my good
confused, like,
Lord.
"What did I say?" He said, "I heard
Yeah.
Linda McMahon say it," and everybody
Right.
stopped.
Right.
So he said it was a big pop for him saying hearing what Linda McMahon said. So he
That's
wanted to say it to
hilarious.
me. And then I explained to him, and he's like, "Oh no, no."
Right.
See, now that's gonna make a great clip, and we're gonna send that to Linda McMahon with a thank
Right.
you for getting
Yeah.
somebody a big pop in their promo.
Right.
So yeah, so just acting it out and just being with people watching that and acting it out has always been part of my life, I would say. And it's just got to a point where I had a friend who said, "Oh, wow, we do backyard wrestling." This is 2001. We do
Wow.
backyard wrestling, and I'm like, "Okay, I'll try it out." And I said I do this with my brothers, and so when I did it for the first time, I felt like I was somewhere.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
felt, oh, shoot, got the cameras out. We actually
Yeah.
doing clips and movies, and
Mhm.
yeah, we were making stories without even knowing.
It's
what a
crazy.
storyline
There's something, you get this certain feeling like when you're doing something that you see other people like on TV doing, but it's you're making something, you're creating
Yeah.
something. Like there's such a feeling to that like it draws you in.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about royalty wrestling, as we've been kind of alluding throughout. So we've got Bend the Knee coming up, huge show. So we talked a little bit about the medieval, but I mean, because there's something there. So what do you think is causing royalty wrestling to stand out more than maybe some of the other promotions?
I would say storyline.
Mhm.
Like in other promotions I've been, they're not consistent with a storyline to where, and I know it's hard sometimes because you don't always get the same fans for
Sure.
them to follow up a storyline.
Mhm.
But in places like Sellersville, where you constantly, oh, we seen this guy, back then, this Masquerade Brawl for the first time, my music hit, and without me even showing my face, somebody said, "Oh, it's Main Man Manny." And
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, it's just my music,
Yeah.
So it's like they easy for them to follow up a story, and they
Mhm.
get invested in that to where they're like, oh, I want to know what's coming next.
Yes.
Other places you go, and it's like there's a story there, but it was like, but last week it was,
Yeah.
So I guess you can probably say that one of the reasons why.
And the fact that you mentioned that your theme song, that's to me, one of the most important things other than the in-ring work and the promos, is that if you have a catchy theme song and someone catches that and latches onto it and knows it's you, that means that it means something. Like
Yeah.
the fact that someone knew you based off of your song means that your song is working. That someone knows your theme specifically, that it's meant for you.
And I had thought about changing it until that day.
Oh, really?
I heard that. I was like, oh, I'm not changing it.
Yeah.
There's no reason why I should if somebody's already invested in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the presentation there I think is really good. I think there are people that not just you, but like you get to know these theme songs, and you get to know the characters, and people get excited for that because the presentation of the characters is so good. Like you hear like silly birthday party clown music playing, and you're like, oh, that's Pink, and
Right.
then he comes walking out all mopey looking with his pink handkerchief out the back. Like it's just
Right.
But the presentation is just great. It seems like every wrestler has a really good presentation to them, which you don't see that a lot of places. A lot of places will look at like certain wrestlers as big stars, and then everybody else is everybody else. But yeah, the presentation of the wrestlers is really well done there.
Yeah, and it could be because we work together. We train together. You know, sometimes it's hard when we do have somebody that is not from the school joins us. It's like another person of somebody we already have. So we try not to, get people who are like we're not trying to get another dirty love. We already have
Right.
a dirty love.
Everyone has
You know what
their
I'm
own
saying?
special, unique character.
So yeah, so another promotion is like 3 Rey Mysterios and
Yeah.
4 Kevin Owens, and
Right. Yeah.
Listen, if you go out there and you find a second dirty love, leave it alone.
Yes.
Don't get near it. Don't try to approach it. Don't spook
Let it
it.
be.
Don't don't touch it. Don't you just stay away. Turn around and go the other way. Be like, I didn't see nothing.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't even there. Don't ask
I
me.
wasn't even there.
I wasn't even there. Don't ask me.
So, what are some goals you have for Royalty Wrestling and beyond for the year 2025?
My goal for Royalty Wrestling. I'm trying to get to the top, man. Trying to get to the top, and main man Manny has to reach that top. And I know my matches hasn't been, on a winning streak or anything, but it's like I was telling you guys, to me, winning is more than just 1, 2, 3 pick.
Yeah.
So if we're all winning, that's to me is winning. So I never lose. I'll say
There
that.
you go. That's
lose.
a great attitude to have.
I don't want to say I'm trying to get to the main event, because I got to the main event and nobody even comes to the main event to come for the main man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I like that.
I'm just trying to get that win.
Yep. Get to the.
I want to be the one to beat Castle. That's it.
There it is.
I want to
There
be
it
the one to
is.
beat
All right,
Castle,
it came out.
because the main man Manny is all about doing obstacle courses and challenging myself, and that's one big challenge. Crash was a challenge. That capture the flag was a challenge.
Yeah.
Even the Royal Rumble we had was a challenge.
Oh yeah.
So I'm that main man. I'm that man they choose for the top challenges and royalty. I just wish I could win one.
Right, yeah.
There's always somebody in the way. I'm this close, and somebody always gets in the way.
Yeah. There's always an Eskimo standing in front of me. No, I don't know. But listen, speaking of the capture the flag match, we have to talk about this and get your perspective on it.
Yes.
So you're running around the building and you're all following Pink, and all of a sudden he darts into the men's room. Now, most people may not have been at the right angle to see this. We were sitting along the wall, so staring right through the door, and you guys popped open that door, and there was a dude in there taking care of business. And what was that like? Was he like?
Was he terrified?
Yeah.
He was fooling around. He wasn't supposed to be there.
No, okay.
Well, sure. I mean,
he was there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was surprised.
Oh, sure.
Like, what is going on? Like,
it
just seeing 5 people just rushing,
just charge the bathroom all at once.
Well,
listen, you're at a wrestling show and you're going to the restroom. You gotta have somewhere in the back of your mind, like, hey, 6 dudes could just run in here any minute.
Yeah, right.
And he probably thinks that everywhere he goes now.
Right.
Like, he's always like, he'll ask somebody to stand guard at the door and be like, don't let 6 people on a flag in here.
Traumatized.
He
Now,
probably
a huge
went
fan?
number 2 after that.
No.
Oh boy.
Now, are you a huge fan of the travel? Do you want to travel more and get out there more?
Oh yeah.
What's the furthest you've gone so far?
For wrestling?
Yes.
New York, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been in New York. Yeah, that would be the furthest is New York. But I would like to go even to Puerto Rico, like what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would love to have a match in Puerto Rico.
That would be cool. Yeah. All right. So what is on the horizon for main man Manny? What's what's like your next step? Because you've got you know, a lot of things going on. You want to get to the top. You want to travel. You want to, you know, see other promotions. What's the next step for Main Man Manny? Where do you go from here?
Well, I'm trying to go higher.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm trying to build myself. I've been working out,
Oh,
and you know, I gotta fit the look of a
yeah.
professional wrestler,
Of course.
and I'm just trying to get to WWE or AEW.
Oh, there you go.
know?
Listen,
Yeah.
I don't know how you're not getting phone calls now with that
Yeah.
coat you got on, man.
Right.
Like you listen, man, you are out Seth Rollinsing Seth Rollins. Like that coat
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
but that coat is badass. Let me tell you.
Thank you. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
that's very, very, very cool. See, now you got the important part down. You know, you got the whole entrance gear down.
The look. You got the look down
see,
for sure.
Yeah, you come out
Yeah.
in that. See, I feel like if you came out in that coat against Castle, that
Yeah.
there would be like Castle would be so terrified by you and that amazing coat, he would just lay down in the ring and wait for you to come and pin him. Like, because he could not take the awesomeness of that coat.
Well, you know, I believe Castle just doesn't want to run in my path.
Oh, he's dodging you.
Ooh.
Nowhere in royalty. We haven't crossed
Yeah.
paths yet, and I think he's just avoiding me.
He's dodging you. Yeah, that's
He's
not
definitely ducking and dodging. Definitely
Yeah,
ducking and dodging.
Just don't tell him I said that.
I
No,
know. No,
listen.
never.
I can't guarantee, you know, because I know all of the higher ups from all of the major promotions in the United States watch this show, so I
Right.
can't guarantee that like somebody won't tip him off. But listen, if somebody tips him off, just tell him that wasn't me.
Exactly.
That it was my cousin, Main
Right.
Man Danny.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it was not me. You know, blame it on someone else.
Wasn't me.
No, it wasn't me.
Sure.
Tell him Danny told you to say that.
Exactly.
Be like, yeah, Danny whispered in my ear before the show, and he said, say this about, you know,
Right.
say this about Castle. All right.
So,
Oh,
when
go ahead. What you
you're
got?
not training, when you're not wrestling, when you're not going to the gym, if you have any extra time on your days, what do you enjoy doing outside of wrestling?
Ooh, there you go.
Being a dad.
Oh, that's
there
awesome.
you go. There you go.
That is so
Amazing.
For so long, I was like, that would be like a goal, a life goal for me, just being a dad. Just so I say this year, my daughter's gonna be 1 in June.
Amazing.
Oh,
So
nice.
this year has been amazing for me.
Mm.
God has blessed me in a lot of ways. So
Yeah. Well, congratulations on that. That's awesome. You know, yeah, being a dad, you know, that is a life goal. That's a big achievement, you know, being a dad. And it sounds like, you know, from what you were saying, you know, you had a great dad to kind of role model after.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
yes.
All
yes.
right.
It's basically my dad has gotten me into wrestling, and now
Mm-hmm.
she's getting
Yeah.
into wrestling, and
Yeah,
she's not
so
even 1 yet. She'd be climbing up. I know she's gonna be high.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's ready to go. All right. Well, this is Sean's favorite part of the show. Sean loves this. So this is the final question of the
Yay.
interview. And Sean, why don't you take it away?
So, for you, Main Man Manny, what does pro wrestling mean to you, and what is the significance that it has had on your life?
So, like the street gang CDY said, life.
Mhm.
But to me, life is wrestling.
Okay.
So, and I say that way instead of wrestling is life is wrestling, is
Mhm.
because growing up, I took almost, it was like WWE was a trendsetter back then.
Sure.
Like till this day, if I'm driving, God forbid, and I hear a car crash, I automatically think Mankind.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
I hear a glass break, Stone Cold. It's like
Oh, yeah.
it's was part of my life growing up, and everything I've done. Long hair because of wrestling, tattoos because of wrestling.
Mhm.
Like even the gear. Like if I would wear a gear as normal clothes, I would.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
When I put my gear on to wrestle, I do not want to take it off after. It's like this is the style I like to wear.
Mhm.
But yeah, if I could go to work with this,
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure.
I would work.
Listen, I'd become a wrestler just to wear like my gear to Walmart shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like, look at me. You don't like it? I'll dive off that cooler.
That's right.
I love it. Even if I'm bleeding and I don't want to wipe it off, I want to leave it on there. Right?
Yeah.
Part of the
Wow.
battle
Oh,
I've
boy.
been through. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a movie to me. It's like being in a all-time movie all the time.
Hmm.
Like,
Sure.
Oh yeah.
like
Listen,
the
I understand what you're saying. I dropped a glass in the kitchen the other day and it shattered, and I was ducking stunners. Like I was so sure that I was going to turn around and get one.
yeah.
Oh
yeah.
boy.
That's
All
too
right.
funny.
Yes. Well. All right. Great interview. Great getting to know you a little bit and
Yeah.
find out more about all the things that make you even better than the main event, the main
Yes.
man.
Yes.
So with that, it's going to be time for our main event, and
Oh,
we are
yeah.
doing our main event top 5. And Sean, remind us again what top 5 we're doing this week.
Very curious to know what his takes are here. We're doing top 5 main man Manny catchphrases.
All right, it's exciting. Well, main man, the floor is yours. Present us with your catchphrases.
Okay,
Yes.
so it's like I told you guys earlier. My catchphrases are not inspirational.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
if you're waiting for something to be, it's just no. It's just something I say on a daily basis.
Okay.
Being main Manny or just being plain Manny.
Right.
I use this a lot during work. First one, I'm gonna go from the least to the one I say the most.
Got you.
Okay.
I told you.
Ooh.
I told you. Because there's something about the main man is that he's always right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's great.
Right. And I use it like this. Right. Let's say I'm planting a tree
Mhm.
and I'm planting it wrong. And it's there, and then somebody tells me, "Oh, it's wrong," and I told you.
I told you.
I told you it's wrong. You did it wrong. And that's how I use that a lot of times. And it just catch people off guard. Like, what?
Mhm.
I told you.
That's great.
I told you.
All right.
Second one is I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear. That sounds like the dad coming in there. I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to
Yep.
hear it.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, no excuses. I don't want no excuses for nothing.
Mhm.
Sometimes I just say it when it doesn't mean like anything. Like we could be here talking, you're about to tell me something, and I just be, I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it.
It'll be out of nothing, out of nowhere. Like wait, I didn't even say nothing yet.
Right.
All right, and this one I got from my friend from 20 years, and he says it a lot. Even I say it a lot. Stop yelling.
Stop yelling.
Stop yelling.
Stop yelling.
And that goes when you're trying to give me a demand or something.
Yeah.
Like you're not really yelling at me, but it's like, yo, stop yelling.
Stop yelling, bro.
Like, you don't gotta be that loud.
That's true.
Fourth one, that was 3, right? I told you I don't want to hear it. Stop yelling. It's your fault. Because if there's something the main man learned is that he doesn't take no.
I'm sensing a theme here throughout this list.
Yeah.
How good of a man can I be if I made a mistake and admit it? No, it's your fault. So you could be talking to me about anything, like something happened with the Mexican ship that just hit Brooklyn.
Right.
It's your fault.
It's your
It's your fault.
Not my fault. It's my fault. No, it's your fault.
Yeah.
And it's funny because people who don't know me, they really think I'm serious when I say
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Some people get offended.
Well, that's like, so me and my older brother, I'm a middle child too. Me and my older brother, he got me saying one thing where I'll be like, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" But he'll be like, "No."
No.
It's flat out no.
No.
Yeah. That's another one of mine. It's like, no. Like, what? Ask me a question if you can ask me a question.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can't ask me the question. So no.
Yeah.
No.
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 Get away from me.
And my number one saying for everybody that knows me is stop fooling around.
Yeah.
Stop
And
fooling around.
I don't know if you catch, but I've been saying it a couple of times in the show. Stop fooling around is my top. And I even say that to my bosses sometimes.
Stop fooling around.
Because I do it and say it when it's somebody's trying to be serious or something and they like mess up or something. Like okay, I said it to my boss one time. It was a muddy day. And he just decided to walk through but it was so muddy, he tripped and fell.
Oh no.
Oh
Stop
no.
fooling around. He got up so serious, like doesn't look like I'm fooling around.
Well, yeah.
Stop fooling around at me.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, that's on my top 5.
That's awesome. So Sean, you mentioned you had that one. So I have 2. I was thinking about this when I found out that this was your top 5. So I'm like, I got 2 that I say all the time, and these happen in conversations with normally one person, because this person I have conversation with all the time. We're not going to say any names, but the first one is, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, right.
I say that all the time. Like,
No idea what that is.
Things will be brought up to me, or something will be referenced, or they'll be like, oh, we should go this place. I have no idea what that is. That's the first one. And then the other one, and this one, I think I actually say more than I have no idea what that is. I say this all the time. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Yeah, you say it a lot.
Oh, and that's a big one. And I just thought of another one.
Here we go.
When we are shopping in stores and I am asked a question that is a question that should be asked of someone that works there, I'm like, I don't know. I don't work here. Right? I don't work. Do I look like I work here? No, I don't know. I don't work here. Yeah. Oh boy. All right. Well, that was a tremendous top 5. I got to tell you, I was looking forward to it, and I want to. It did not. Listen, it did not disappoint, buddy. Oh man. All right. So we are going to compose ourselves after that. Chuckle fest there, because man, that was good. So we're going to compose ourselves for a minute here, and when we come back, we'll be talking upcoming events with the main man himself. All right, so let me just say, this has been like one of the busiest 2 weeks that we have ever had.
Seriously,
it's crazy. So and you can see all this stuff on our YouTube channel. Last Sunday we talked to the Citywide Street Gang. We mentioned them a couple times during the episode. Please go watch that. Those guys are awesome.
Do it.
Yes, we love those guys. Yep. So then during the week we had our Masquerade Brawl watch along with Deuce and Brother Bedlam. Go check that out. If you wanna laugh, you will laugh your ass off. Seriously. So then on Friday we had our very first ever live wrestling with Life with Yolanda, which was an awesome time. On Saturday we had our event center for Power Pro Lucha's next show, A Link to the Past. here we are today with Main Man Manny.
Yeah.
This week we've got Wrestling with Life coming out on Friday with Tanya. This is our first return
Yes.
Wrestling with Life
Returning
guest.
guest.
She is an artist and a designer, and she does all this great wrestling artwork.
Yeah.
She's helped design masks for Ultramantis Black. Like
Mhm.
it's crazy. And then of course next Sunday we will be talking to the Diaz brand himself, Jared
Yeah.
Diaz. So we're super excited for that. And now we are super excited to hear what's going on in the world of Main Man Manny. What you got coming up?
Yeah.
Well, I do wrestle for NUW. That's
Okay.
New York.
Okay.
It's called Newburgh Underground Wrestling,
Gotcha.
and I'm there as a tag team. With a
Oh,
friend of mine for 20 years. His name is Carl
Wow.
Cruz, and our tag team is called LDP, Latins Don't Play.
Okay.
wow.
And currently we are the tag team champions there.
Nice.
Mhm.
And we'll be there on Sunday, May 25th.
Oh,
Ah,
okay.
very cool. All right.
W. And then June will be Royalty. June 7th
Yeah.
will be Royalty.
Mhm.
And as you guys heard on Royalty, I got a little surprise for you.
Ooh,
Hey-o.
this is our major
There it
announcement. Get
is.
ready. This is an
Yes.
Opinion City exclusive.
Major announcement. So I am the first wrestler to be in the Tower Defense match.
Ooh.
Wow. That
First
is
member.
First
awesome.
one out of the 7 Warriors that are going to be there.
It's great.
The main man, because they had to have the main man on
Of course.
on another
Of
historic
course.
match.
Yeah. Oh,
Another
that's
first time
that
ever
is
match.
awesome.
Has
We
to
are,
I've
be
been there in the flag
with
match.
Main Man Manny.
Yeah.
I'll
and
be
I'll tell
doing
you,
the Tower Defense.
that's we don't even know the rules of that yet.
Nope.
But we are so excited for that match, as announced during our watch along from the Duke himself. So that's just another great thing that's going to be happening at Bend the Knee.
Yeah.
And now it's got the main man in it. So how could you miss that?
Right.
Yes, and I'll be doing my best. I gotta figure out what tactic I'm gonna use and
Mhm.
go against 6 other fighters. And a main man always put on a good show.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, so we'll be out and about a little bit, Sean.
Yes.
On the May 25th, we will be in Philadelphia at the Arlen Specter U.S. Squash Center
Yes.
for Power Pro Lucha's second show, A Link to the Past. So we will be there.
Mhm.
We are official sponsors of the show. So
Yes.
we'll be doing some great stuff. Keep your eye on the channel because we'll be announcing some of the things that we're doing very soon.
Yeah.
So keep an eye out for that. And then, of course, we will be in Sellersville, Pennsylvania at the
June
Forest Lodge 4. Bend the Knee, Royalty Wrestling's big show. A couple matches already announced.
Yeah. Some big
We
matches.
have Kendra Kaida is taking on Harleen Lopez. I'm
Debut.
excited for this one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Harleen has been making the rounds and coming on strong. And Kendra Kaida, man, she gets in there and she's got a lot of heart. She battles out. Like, she does not give up.
Yeah.
Also announced, bear in mind, will be having an open challenge. So
Oh, yeah.
I guess he must be a fan of surprises.
Right.
After being surprised by Drew Gulak. That, and this is funny, that silhouette there kind of looks like it could be maybe like the Bald Rock, or
I was saying, it looks
Uh,
like The
yeah.
Rock.
kind of looks like the Rock. So who knows? We're not
Rock's
guaranteed
debut
he'll be
confirmed.
there, but just stop it. That's not nice. Because then when people show up and want to see
Right.
the Rock, and then you're
Right.
like, you show them like a big giant rock.
Yeah,
All
they
right.
gotta stop fooling around.
Yes.
Right.
That's right. Stop fooling around. And then, of course, the main event, we will be crowning the first ever Holy Grail
First
champion,
This
Jet
guy.
Matthews, who won the tournament to face Kessel Rolfenstein. This will definitely be his biggest challenge to date as he tries
Indeed.
to win that Holy Grail, the absolute highest prize in all of royalty wrestling.
Yes.
And then, of course,
gotta put it in my face, you know.
minus graphics. We don't have graphics for this yet, but the tower defense match has been announced,
Yes.
and Main Man Manny is our first competitor to enter the
Number
tower
one.
defense match. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's exciting stuff. It's going to be a great show. Now, of course, you have seen the social medias running down below. So please make sure you are following Royalty Wrestling, and make sure you are following Main Man Manny so you can see all of
That guy.
the great
That
stuff
guy.
he's doing. You can find out where he's going to be. You can support him by going out to see him. Do whatever you can to support
Yes.
the main man.
Yes.
I'm available for
And-
booking, guys.
Yes.
He's available for booking, so get on
He
that.
is.
You don't want to
Get
sleep
on
on
it.
this and be the last one and be like I'm booked. Like I got
Right.
I got no open dates, buddy, because everybody wants the main man.
Right.
And of course, you can get tickets to Bend the Knee. The link is down in the bio.
Use our code.
So
Get a
use our
discount.
code Opinion City.
Yeah.
Get a discount on your ticket. But even if you have to pay full price, this is a show you do not want to miss, and you do not want to wait. Get your tickets now. There will be tickets probably available at the door, but do you really
Maybe.
want to take that chance? I mean,
See.
come on. You know, the crowds are packing this building, so definitely get out. And while you're there,
Promo code Manny.
promo
Right,
code
yes.
Manny.
Yes.
Oh wow! I think if you use that, it bans you from getting tickets for the whole year. You have to
Oh,
use
no.
Opinion City. No, I'm
All right,
kidding.
stop yelling.
I just man, that's all I do is yell. All I do is fool around and yell. That's
Yeah.
it, man. That's who I am.
All right.
Yes. All right. So it has been awesome having you on the show today. It's been a
Yes.
lot of fun.
Thank you. Yes.
We were so happy we could get you on, and of
Mhm.
course, you are welcome here anytime. Anytime you want to come on, chat it up. We have to get you on one of our watch-alongs.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah,
I would love to.
yeah. So
Oh yeah.
been a great episode. We thank you for your time. So that's gonna wrap it up here for us at Opinion
Yeah.
City
Woo.
for the better than the main event, the main man, Manny. For Parmesan, I am King Ralph, and remember, kindness is free, so be kind to each other. God bless you all, and we will see you guys next time.
Well, that's it. I really hope you enjoyed it. We had a ball making it. Thank you very much.